Greetings, Lyn Graft here, founder of Storytelling for Entrepreneurs. 6 years ago today, on Friday, February 1st, 2013, I started writing a book. And every day since then, I've spent at least an hour and sometimes 10 working on this book and the vision behind what I'm doing now. And after 2,190 days, all of the blood, sweat, and tears have finally paid off. I'm proud to announce that my book is coming out on February 12th, 2019, 10 days from now. It's called Start with Story, The Entrepreneur's Guide to Using Story to Grow Your Business. That was my best Vanna White. Anyways, there's a link in the comments below that will take you to the Amazon link once it goes live. Now, book sales and reviews in those first 48 hours are one of the most important determinants in the success of a book. So I would deeply appreciate you purchasing the book on February 12th or 13th or any time that week and giving it a review right after that. And please share it with any business owners you know that need help with their story. Once you start reading about it, post about it on social media with the hashtag #StartWithStory and tag me on it, and we'll share it with the Storytelling for Entrepreneurs social media community. Now, the roots of the book are from my time as an entrepreneur starting 8 companies, but the core of it comes from my 15 years as a producer-director, filming and capturing the stories of more than 500 of the world's top entrepreneurs. Now, this combination of being a founder and learning directly from entrepreneurs such as the founder of Starbucks, Whole Foods, LinkedIn, showed me that your story is the most valuable asset you have as an entrepreneur, because it can help you with everything you need in business: sales, funding, getting press, on and on. It helps you get everything you need to launch and grow your business. So I took all of that knowledge and designed Start with Story to be the definitive guidebook for first-time entrepreneurs to create a story from scratch that gets these kind of results. But I'm confident anyone in business can benefit from the stories and lessons shared in the book. So here's what this book is going to do for you. It's going to help you understand the raw power of story and the science behind it, as well as a definition of story that is specific to your needs as an entrepreneur. You're going to get a simple to use and easy to implement framework to help create a tailored story for your business, as well as proven methods on how your story needs to stand out, how to make it more memorable, and how to overcome the so what factor so people start to care about your story as well as you. But my favorite part to share is that, the 20 plus founder stories that explain all the concepts and how it helped them become incredibly successful. You're going to get everything you need to prepare, collect, and organize the assets to build your own story, as well as what to do after you have your first draft and then get it ready to a finished product. And then I wrap up the book with the most important thing you need to do once you're ready to share your story with the world. In addition to announcing the book, I want to share 3 revelations that happened to me along the way. And these are things that had a profound impact on my life, and I believe can help others in a similar situation. For me, it was never really about writing the book per se, it was the quest itself. The events leading up to, and then the process of writing the book took me on this incredible journey of self-discovery and led to these revelations that completely transformed my life. You see, a decade ago and years before that, I was trying to figure out what I was meant to do. I thought about it every single day. At the time, I'd filmed about 300 founders, I produced a primetime TV series, and I'd created hundreds of videos in my production company. And I flat out loved capturing and sharing entrepreneurial stories that were inspiring to others. But my gut and my soul was nagging at me to do something more. I had also started speaking on and then teaching and coaching founders about entrepreneurial storytelling. And that led me to thinking about writing a book on it. But I wasn't quite sure I was ready to write a book, much less, how to go about it. But it became something I thought about every day in addition to what my calling was meant to be. A few years later, I got to meet and film Gary Keller, founder of Keller Williams, the world's largest real estate company. Gary had just finished writing his book with Jay Papasan called The One Thing, and he was giving a keynote about it. And because I film high-profile founders for a living, I'm incredibly fortunate to capture compelling talks on a regular basis. But this night was different. Gary was different. His message was different. What he said, how he said it, and more importantly, where I was in the search for my own calling. all of those things were in sync, and it hit me like a ton of bricks that day. So I went out and I bought Gary's book right away, and then I started internalizing the core premise of his book. And it states that what's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. And I began thinking of what was the one thing that I could do to help me figure out my calling. I wasn't sure where to start, but writing a book felt like it figured in there somewhere. This was the first big revelation I had on this journey, and it was about being just open. Because I was actively trying to figure out what my calling was, I was open to the message I heard that night. It wasn't as if things became like crystal clear or that this path had unfolded before me. It was more as if I was stumbling around in the dark before that, and then all of a sudden this light appeared in the distance, and I started heading in that general direction. I started thinking maybe writing a book would allow me to get my thoughts on paper and help better understand what I was meant to do in life, while leveraging all of this knowledge and experience I had gained. So a few months later, a friend made a post about doing a 40-day commitment to bring about major change in life. And then almost the next day, another friend shared a story about taking a 40-day spiritual journey and how 40 was a revered number in history in spiritual pursuits. I could sense that the universe was telling me something, and then 40 seemed to be the number that it was shouting at me. A few days went by, and then it happened. It was Friday, February 1st, 2013, 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I just started writing. I grabbed a piece of paper and I drew on it, and I wrote some words and some phrases, and then I go back and circle and underline, and I tag the best stuff. And then after the first hour, I'd entered everything into a Microsoft Word document, and I made a one-page table of contents, and I was off. I decided to commit the first hour of every day for the next 40 days working on this book. And this was the second big revelation, allowing. I found it is extremely hard to predict when something is going to trigger us to take action, as well as figure out a way to move forward with the idea that you have. But the combination of the one thing, making a commitment to it, and then allowing it to happen instead of forcing it, turned out to be the magic formula for me. I'd been preparing for it for years, so when I woke up that morning, I knew it was time to start. And this is not a productivity thing. This was a deep sense of confirmation I was on the right path, and that the book was clearly leading me in the direction that I needed to go. And it's a feeling and a sense that I rely on a regular basis to this day. Now, day 2 was spent taking that one-pager I made the first day and expanding that first line into the beginning of a chapter. And I kept repeating that process every day, just kind of going with the flow, so to speak. I wasn't sure quite if there was a book in there or not, but it felt good to pour myself into that first hour of every day this way. I could feel I was making progress on something I'd only previously thought about for years. Then on the 31st day, I just saw the book unfold before me. I knew exactly this is what I needed to be doing. It was this vision. I felt it in my mind and in my spirit, everything aligned. I needed to go in that direction of the book, and it would lead me to a clearer interpretation of my calling. And herein lies the third discovery for me, 40-day commitments, or whatever number works for your mind, body, or spirit. In Gary's book, The One Thing, he references 66 days as a scientifically proven number to form a habit. Other programs say it takes 21 days. I chose 40 days based on its origin, and it seemed more doable than 66, but more substantial than 21 to really let it sink in. And for me, it turned out to be 31 days, and it happened over and over again. I've made 40-day commitments to yoga, nutrition, startup projects, and where the turning point is right around the 31st day. That's when something big happens for me. So committing to a goal, process, or action on a daily basis, I've found enables massive change to happen if you stick to it. So what I want to bring home to you is not some form of productivity hack or shortcut. Heck, it took me 6 years to get this book done. So it can hardly be that. It was more how these revelations and the process I went through transformed my life. I continued to work on that book every day long after that 40-day window because of these discoveries. Not only did I finish the book, I no longer think daily about what I meant to do. The journey I went on helped me find my calling, and now I'm doing it every single day. And that's what I want to leave you with, staying open to what you are seeking, allowing it to happen naturally, and committing to a time, once you are ready, that enables big transformations to happen. And I'll add, find a great partner for your book. If it wasn't for my publisher, Scribe Media, I'd probably still be working on that book. But I'll save that story for another video. But they were a key reason I was to take all those years of research and writing and the ideas that were in my head and turn it into this book called Start With Story that I'm announcing today. As an entrepreneur, I've learned you have to ask for help, and this is my ask. Please buy it and leave a review. Sales and reviews in those first 48 hours by people that purchase it are incredibly important to the success of a book over its lifetime. And share that link with your network if you are so moved. Make sure and use the Start With Story hashtag and tag me when you do so I can share it on posts in the Storytelling for Entrepreneurs community. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support for buying the book when it goes on sale, and I'll see you during the launch. Thanks for watching.